Good day to you all. Today we're going to do a 30-minute grounding practice. So much just as being humans on this earth, the energy is up and out of the body and to others. So grounding practices are really useful to bringing energy back in and to letting things settle. So I invite you to start on your back if you're comfortable. And if you have a blanket, you could always put a blanket over the hips. I have a block right here, so that's what I'm going to use. Something to help ground the hips towards the floor. If you're comfortable letting the legs be out, that's fine. You can also bend the knees and have the feet on the floor and feel that grounding of the feet. Close your eyes when you're ready. Just spend the first few minutes of practice noticing what you notice. Notice the head, the hips, the heels, softening towards the ground. Start to take belly breaths in and out, noticing the rising of the belly as you inhale and the softening. And just as much as you are receiving your mat, your practice, your mat and your practice and the earth below you are receiving you. Three more breaths. If you have any props on the belly, you can move them out of the way. Slowly start to open your eyes, bend your knees, hug the knees in towards the chest. Let them sway a little bit from side to side. 3 small circles of the knees to the right, and 3 small circles of the knees to the left. And hug the knees in. Go ahead and put your feet on the floor. We're going to roll on to extend your left arm and then roll on to your left side, resting your head and your arm. Let the left palm face up. We'll take some circles through this top arm. So take your right hand and match it to your left. And you're going to start to take these right fingertips, travel them back, and we'll take a big circle. So open your chest towards the sky. So you're rolling. This right hand moves to the right. You might have some things in the way, so you just travel with that. The right hand comes all the way down, and then forward and up. So the more, keep these circles going, the more you allow this opening of the chest to the sky, the deeper sensation you're going to get through the right shoulder and the chest. There's lots of sticky spots you might find along the way, so I really like to pause. Just about there is good for me, and I'll hold it for a few breaths. Just feeling my way into these dormant spaces of the body. Spaces that feel tight, maybe not as alive. And then you're going to start to take circles the other way. And just notice what that shifts. If you notice tightness or ease, now that we've switched direction. And go ahead and begin to reach your right arm all the way to the sky, just resting your head in your left arm. And inhale, spread every single one of your fingers. And as you exhale, make a fist with the right hand. 2 more times, inhale. Exhale. And last one. Make a fist with your hand and then roll out your wrist. Go both directions. Now slowly release your hand. You're going to roll onto your back again. Hug the knees in, give them a squeeze. We'll take these on the other side. So feet on the floor, right arm extended, roll onto your right side. Take your left hand, match your right. Begin to take circles here. Left hand moves all the way to the left. Open your chest towards the sky. Take it down, forward. Just moving at your pace, your way. And once again, if you find some tender spot, some sticky spot, you want to stay with that and breathe for some time. Notice if we can use the resource of the breath to create space and ease. And start to take circles the other way with that left arm. Left arm all the way back up to the sky. Spread every single finger, breathe in. Exhale, make a fist. Inhale, exhale, fist. One more time. Make a fist. Roll out your wrist. Make sure you go both directions. And then nice and easy, release your hand. Roll onto your back one more time. Give those knees a nice sweet squeeze. And then make our way up into a seat. So you could see what it's like to rock and roll on the spine a little bit. Or you might roll onto one side and come all the way up. And let's start to shift forward onto the knees. And onto the hands. Tabletop. So see what it's like to ground and press every knuckle into the floor. So at the same time that you are receiving your mat, it's receiving you. So on your inhale, you're going to make your way to cow, belly drop, heart, hips lift. And as you exhale, round into your spine, but move your hips back towards your heels, finding a child's pose. Inhale, travel back forward into cow, belly drop, heart, hips lift. And exhale, rounding into child's. Two more like that. Let the belly drop, travel forward, inhale. Exhale, up and back. And one more time. Up and back, child's pose. Part the lips, take a full breath in the nose. And sigh. Start to come forward. You can stay in tabletop, or if you want to take a downward facing dog, tuck into your toes and lift your hips up. You can pedal out your feet one at a time, just a little bend into the knees. Yay your head, yes. And nay your head, no. And then walk your feet to your hands or your hands to your feet. We'll come into a squat. So let the toes be facing out, feet about as wide as the mat, heels are in, and descend the hips towards the heels. Now you could be in a very active squat, so fingertips could stay down, hips pretty lifted, or you can take your tailbone and descend it towards the floor, coming into a deeper version for the inner groin, outer thigh. We'll do a squat flow. So go ahead and open your palms up so that they face the sky. Let your head round in. Stay here as you inhale. And as you exhale, keep rounding into the spine as you press into the feet and roll up one bone of the back at a time. And when you get to standing, inhale, reach your arms up. And as you exhale, let your hands come down to your heart, bend back into your knees, and we're back into squat. So it can be active or a little bit lower down. You're going to stay here as you inhale. And as you exhale, open those palms, roll up. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling. Stay as you breathe in. Exhale, roll up. Maybe see what it's like to close your eyes, arms up, breathe in. Exhale down to squat. Breath in, roll up. Arms up and down. Let's do it one more time. Exhale, roll up. Inhaling. Exhale, this time just bring the hands down to the heart. Heel toe your feet so they come underneath the hips. Stay in mountain for a breath or two. Press the feet into the floor, reach to the top of the head. So all life is really about is rooting to rise, a yielding to push, and meeting so that we can be met. Part the lips, take a full breath in the nose, and sigh. When you're ready, let's reach your arms to the sky, breathe in. And as you exhale, let your right hand float down and just reach over to the right with the left arm. Inhale, both arms up. And exhale, left hand down, reach. Inhale, both arms up. And exhale, let's sit down into a chair. Separate your hands if it's better for the shoulders. Your arms can always be by your sides too if you're just feeling a little bit too much through the shoulders. Look down at the feet. Make sure you can see the toes. Shift the weight back into the heels. Bend another inch. Full breath in. Full breath out. One more breath in. And as you exhale, hinge from your hips. Fold in. Bend your knees if you have any pulling or pinching in the low back. Coming up halfway, breathe in, hands to thighs, shins, or floor, shoulders away from the ears. And as you exhale, fold back in. Ground the left foot and step the right leg back for warrior one. So right toes are facing the front right corner of the room and your right heel is on the floor. Press into the feet and lift the torso. So we're trying to keep the hips square here. So the right hip isn't opening back. Hands can be in prayer or arms can be extended. Just see what it's like to steer the left hip back and the right hip forward. See what it's like to press into the feet and use that rooting of the feet to reverb and to lift the heart and maybe even the gaze. Could you put more weight into your back pinky toe? And could you breathe? Remind yourself that your breath is an indicator that you are alive. Right now, in this moment. You can't breathe for tomorrow or yesterday. Just now. And if you start to shake, that's also a reminder you're alive. Lean into it, bend another inch into your front knee. Shake and breathe. And be here one more breath. Hands to your heart. And when you're ready, we're going to pivot up onto the back heel so you're just on the right toes. Then press into the left foot and stand all the way up. Could take a couple of steps. Inhale, fingers gaze, arms up. Exhale, hinge from your hips as you fold in. Come up halfway, inhale. Exhale, fold. Press into your feet, inhale, reach your arms all the way to the sky. Rooting to rise. Exhaling, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, sit down to chair. We've been here before. We're familiar. Bend another inch. Last breath in. Last breath out. Hinge from the hips, fold in. Up halfway, breathe in. Exhale all the breath out, fold in. This time we're going to step the left foot back for warrior one. Left toes facing the front left corner. Bend your right knee, press into your feet. So stay in warrior one, but just notice that when I bring my left foot forward, I don't hit my right foot. So we're letting the hips be square. We're not trying to get them in one straight line, the feet in one straight line. Remember, weight in the back heel, weight in the pinky toe. Bend another inch into the front knee. And everything is a conversation. It's not a debate. Ask yourself, what would it be like to move my right hip back and my left hip forward? No forcing, no pulling. Just a conversation. Press into the feet, maybe let the heart lift, the gaze lift. Keep reaching through the pinkies and the thumbs. Warrior one, Virabhadrasana one. One more inch, breathe with it. Hands to your heart. Turn up on your back toes. As many steps as you need, come to standing. So we'll take tree. I'm going to turn towards you just so you can see me a little bit better. Left foot will stay grounded. Right toes can stay on the floor as a little kickstand. If you choose to go higher up on the leg, especially if you go to the top inner left thigh, try not to let your right knee be straight out to the right. Could you let it be at a diagonal off of the hip? So everyone, wherever you decide to be with the leg, let the hands be to the heart. Now, find a drishti, this focused gaze. It's okay to shake in this left leg. It's okay to fall. And maybe start to reach your arms up towards the sky. And they don't need to be straight up. You can reach them a little bit out in front of you as well. Remember that rooting. Press through all corners of your left foot. From there, slowly turn the gaze, maybe to that little space between your thumbs. Maybe you find it, maybe you don't. If you find it, that's the center of the universe in there. It's all here. One more breath. Hands back to the heart. Unwind your knee. Little swoosh and release, la-ti-da, if you will. La-ti-da, la-ti-da. Let it release. All right, we'll do the other side. So right leg will stay grounded. Left foot, kickstand, feet on the floor, foot on the floor, a little bit higher. Or again, try not to go straight on the knee. It's too much pressure on the knee. Left knee out from a diagonal. Hands in prayer, Anjali Mudra, palm to the palm. One side is always a little bit more challenging than the other. Just take that as a seed of awareness, learning about your body, the way it wants to work. Again, hands can stay here. You can begin to reach the arms. Breathing in and out through the nose. Last is turning the gaze. Maybe you find that spot between the thumbs, the center of the universe. Focus. Breathe, fall, shake. Be messy, keep going. Last breath. Hands back to your heart. Unwind. La-ti-da. Think about something you just la-ti-da about. Something so wonderful that you have right now. La-ti-da. I have a wonderful dog. Alright, let's come back to Tadasana at the front of your mat. Mountain. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, hinge from your hips, fold in. Come up halfway, breathe in. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Let's find downward facing dog, but put it a little bit shorter and wider. So put your feet as wide as your mat and your feet about a step further forward so that you're trying to get your heels to the ground. And see what it's like to ground not only through the heels of the hands, but also the heels of the feet. And see if you could lift your toes and your fingertips up. And then set them all back down and notice how it changes. One more breath. When you're ready, drop your knees to the floor and we'll make our way into a seat. And just send the legs straight out in front of you. And then bend your right knee. Set your left foot about at least a foot, if not 2 feet over to the left. And then tuck your right foot to the inside of the left leg. We're not going to fold over the left leg, we're going to fold straight forward. So ground both sides of the hips down and then begin to shift and fold. And if you have a block or a set of books, you can use those. Soften the chin towards the chest. Rooting to rise. Yield and push. Meeting and being met. All part of the human experience. One more breath. And slowly lift up. And I'm just gonna switch out the legs. So right leg will go out. Again, it's off to the side and tuck your left foot in. Use your block again if you wish. And one more time, you're welcome to fold to any degree, softening the head. One more breath. Lifting the torso. Move your prop out of the way. Go ahead and we'll shift to lay down. So come towards the front of your mat, put your feet on the floor. See if you can keep your feet grounded. Reach the arms, breathe in. Exhale, press into those feet, begin to lower. Use the grounding of the feet to lower it nice and slow. Bend your elbows till the elbows come to the floor, fingertips face up. Walk your feet in a little bit more and turn the toes so they slightly face in towards each other. This is enough. You can stay just like this. Press your elbows into the floor and lift your hips just 1 inch up off the ground. Now see if you can take your tailbone and point it towards the knees. So remove the pubic bone up. And then this is enough. You're engaging your quads and your glutes. Or you begin to press into your feet and lift the hips up a little bit higher. And this is a different sort of grounding. We're grounding into our head, our shoulders, the backs of our arms, our feet. We're opening the chest. Breathe. Breathe. One more breath. See if one bone of your back at a time can roll back onto the floor. Hug the knees in. 3 small circles of the knees to the right. And 3 small circles to the left. Keep the knees hugged in tight. Lift your hips up, move them 1 inch over to the left. Your arms come out to a T as you soften your knees over to the right for a twist. Gaze can be to the sky. You could look over your left hand. You can close your eyes. One more breath. Draw the knees back through center. Bring your hips back through neutral. Then lift them up 1 inch over to the right. Soften them over to the left as your arms come out to a T. So same options for the gaze here. Again, you're welcome to close your eyes. Last breath. Gently draw the knees back through center. Give yourself one more big squeeze. Take a full breath in. And as you exhale, let's release into Shavasana, our final pose. Legs out, arms out. Palms face up if you can, just to release any gripping of the chest. And also a sense of integration. Receiving the practice just as much as it receives you. And as the parts of your body that touch the floor become heavy and weighted, there's this lightness. All the expressions melt off the face. Easy rise of your chest as you inhale. Easy fall as you exhale. Steady, grounded, present. And start to come back by finding the easy rise of your chest as you inhale. Softness of the belly as you exhale. Little shimmers, find the fingers and the toes. If you like an early morning stretch, you can reach your arms all the way behind you. Bending the knees, roll onto a side. And when you're ready, let's come back up into a seat. You're welcome to have your eyes opened or closed. Hands wherever is comfortable. Slight bow of the head to the heart, honoring the wisdom of our bodies. And we take a full breath in and a full breath out. And may we all become teachers of peace and teach in the only way possible, by example. Thank you, everyone. And if you enjoyed this grounding practice, there is a complimentary practice, 10 to 15 minutes of meditation and breathing that I'll post later on today. And down below, I've posted a few journal prompts and some other ways to find grounding. Thank you all.